Hello, so today we're going to be talking about accidental bowl cuts and how they can be corrected. So giving some context, it's a common mistake a lot of people make when cutting their hair at home. They think they know what they're doing, they're cutting their hair and everything, and then voila, they have a bowl cut. They didn't want it, but they had it, and they don't know how to get rid of it. So in this video, I'll show you how exactly to get rid of a bowl cut once you have acquired one. So I have experienced this firsthand as a child. My mom and dad weren't very professional, but they'd always cut my hair, and I've always wound up with a bowl cut, and I was always stuck with it. I started doing my own hair, and I no longer had the bowl cut. So I kind of have firsthand experience with bowl cuts and everything, and no, I was not proud of my bowl cuts. They were terrible. Sorry, mom and dad. But anyway, yeah, so I am going to be doing my brother's hair. He has grown it out pretty long. So first, I'm going to purposefully give him a bowl cut, which obviously, if you accidentally give whoever you're cutting their hair a bowl cut, then you can still follow this, but I don't accidentally do things, so I'm going to have to purposefully give him a bowl cut. And then after that, I will do the correction and show you how to get rid of the bowl cut. So let's dive right into it. Starting off, this is what his bowl cut turned out to look like after I was finished with him. I mean, if you like bowl cuts, I don't have anything against you. Some people actually really work them. Just in my opinion, they're just not my thing. So the first thing we're gonna do is we're gonna need to section the top part of his hair, just like into one section. We're gonna use a rubber band, and we're gonna pull his hair up into like a little ponytail thingy, and it doesn't need to be perfect, just make sure it's centered on top, and you get a spin around, see how that looks. That's how it should look. Next, I'm going to be pulling out the old buzzer, and I'm going to be using the 4.5 attachment. You can use like really any attachment depending on how long you like your hair, but for this case, I'm going to be using the 4.5. And for this, I'm really going for a modern undercut kind of a look. So really you're going to be fading the hair from the bottom up. So what you do is you bring your buzzer from the bottom and lift it up gently, and you want to kind of pull away as you go up, so it's longer on the top than it is on the bottom, so it's kind of faded, if you know what I mean. And we're just going to do that all the way around his head. Oh yeah, and just make sure not to like accidentally cut the hair that's pulled up into the little ponytail, because that might mess things up. So once you're done with that, you can take the attachment off, and next we're going to start playing around with the top part. So I put the ponytail in. This is a technique I find that's very easy. It actually is a way to create layers in the hair. So what you're going to do is cut straight across the top of the ponytail. You want to get it as straight as possible, and I'm using the buzzer. You can use scissors, but I find it's easier to use the buzzer, and then you can just like fix it up afterwards using scissors. And when you do this, after you pull the rubber band out, it should fall nicely to the side and have like nice layers. So that's how I normally cut layers. There may be other ways, I'm sure, but this is just how I do it. So that's about it for all the cutting, and this is what it looks like dry, but now I'm going to show you how to style it a few different ways. So the first thing we're going to do is wet his hair, so I'm basically just wetting the brush and then combing it through. And after you get it pretty wet, I'm going to go in with some gel, and I'm using LA Looks, and I find this works pretty well. A lot of the generic brands though don't seem to work, so I wouldn't recommend any of those, but LA Looks has always worked for me. So I'm just gonna put it all through his hair. It doesn't need to be perfect or anything, just get in there. And once it's thoroughly covered, we can start styling. So the first style I'm doing is going to be a slicked back kind of a look. So all you need to do is literally get the comb and pull his hair straight back. And it's kind of a Count Drac kind of a look if you are into that kind of thing. And I don't know, I think it looks pretty good on him. We're going to move on to the next hairstyle. So this one is kind of, I don't know what you would call it, kind of like a middle part, but not really. It's almost the middle. And this is more of a formal look, I'd say, kind of like fancy, you know what I mean? So you're just gonna part it straight, not straight down, like slightly to the side, because, I don't know, straight down, I'm not too into that. I think it's kind of a nerdy look, but if you go a little to the side, then that changes the whole thing, and it looks more like a classy kind of a look. So if you do that, then you can have it look like this, and you can kind of swipe up in the front, if you saw me do that there, and it kind of helps it have a more texture. So for the third and final look, it's kind of a more casual look, if you know what I mean. And this is what Mark normally wears out whenever I cut his hair. He likes it swept to the side, kind of like this, and it's real quick and easy. All you do is brush it to the side, and that's about it. So there you have it. That's how you get rid of a bowl cut. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and also check the description for a link to my brother Mark's YouTube channel, Smashy Friend Adventures, and subscribe to them, because why not? Bye.